Hello and welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. My name is Hen and this is Crafting from the Broom Closet. And today we are covering the letter H in the ABC April 2026, and the theme is hidden in plain view. So we're going to make some little hidden elements for our junk journals. And I'm going to start with something simple. I've got all this equipment here, which I'm going to be using today. But at the moment, all I need is my craft paper. And I'm looking at square craft paper. It can be any size. Obviously, if it's too big, it might not fit in. Depends on the size of your journal. This is a little bit thicker than I would have liked. I was looking for my really thin stuff, but I can't find it. But this is craft paper. This is double-sided. It doesn't need to be double-sided for this project. In fact, it's probably better not to be double-sided. I'm going to pick out a couple that are light on one side that can be used as a journaling space, because that's what we're making. We're making hidden journaling spaces. Have a look what other ones I've got. That's that one. That one from the back. Yeah. Ooh, let's go for this one. So, the first project I'm going to do is, I'm going to do an envelope, and I'm going to do it with this one. So, this is an envelope that holds itself together. So once you glue it into your journal, it will be able to open up and have that hidden journaling space. What you could do is, if you didn't like this, I'm just leaving it like, you could cover it with another piece of paper. But I quite like that. It's light enough to be able to write on without messing about. I'm just trying to run out them corners. I want it to be as perfect as possible. But there's no such thing as perfect in crafting. If there was, I'd never craft, because I never get anything perfect. Right, okay. So we're going to fold that like that. So you're folding it point to point. And then we are going to fold this down like so. Then let's flip that over and fold along that line we just made into the centre. Like so. Is that central? Oh, that might not be straight. Hang on a sec. Hopefully that's straight. Let me just check to see if that's the centre point. The way you can do that is you can go like this and just give it a pinch in the middle, like so, and that will tell you if you folded up to that centre point or not. There you go. Oh, it wasn't quite there, but it was near enough. Right, so that's in now. Fold that back up like this. So you can already see it's becoming an envelope. And then I'm going to bring this in like so. Actually bring it in a little bit further, just a little bit further than the corner, so you're creating a corner, a little sticky up corner there, just a tiny bit, and try and line it up with the bottom. And let's use the back of our scissors to score that to, oh, let's come away from the bottom, let's move that back. Like so, and try and get the other side to be roughly at the same point. So it's just over that corner, just giving us a little tiny corner up there. Bring it, line it up at the bottom, line it up at the bottom. It's easier with thinner paper. This is quite thick paper. When I did it with the A4 copy paper, it was much easier. So we're scoring that in there now. And then what you do is you tuck that into there and it holds it shut. And then we can fold this over to create our envelope. Like so. We've got a nice little envelope now. And what you can then do is you can stick that into your journal. And what I would do, in fact I'll do it now, so I'll show you. We're just going to go around the bottom and two sides. I flipped it over. So this is the bottom, but I flipped it over. And the two sides. And you can put that anywhere on your page. I'm going to stick it fairly central. Like there. And obviously you can decorate the page more. And once that's fully dry, it will take a little while, you have, not only have you got, let me show you, let's find something to tuck in. It's one of the tabs I made before. You've got a pocket there, but you've also got a little pocket there as well. And you just open like that, like that, like that, like that. And you've all got that hidden journaling space. Pop it back up. Really easy to put back together. And no one knows. Hidden journaling space. So that's that one. The next one's a little bit more complicated. But again, it's folding. So this one, I want to go corner to corner. If you've got a pattern that's directional, I don't know how well this will work. Corner to corner. And then we open it up, corner to corner. Open it up. And then we're going, folding it in half, rectangular ways. Trying to make sure it's lined up. Like so. And again, rectangular ways that way. My eyesight is not great today. Some days my eyes are better than other days. Right, now what we've got to do, so we've done it half and half, diagonal straight. So now we're going to go into the middle, like so. And bring this one into the middle as well. Like so. Try and get this as perfect as you can. And then we're doing the same on the other way around. So into the middle. and into the middle again. Okay, so that's all your folds. Oh no, it's not. That's not all your folds. Then we're going to bring the corners into the middle. I forgot about this fold. No, it's not quite there. There we go. Same with this corner, into the middle, and lining it up with this line here as well. That's what the mistake I made before. I said I didn't line it up with that line there. Okay, into the middle. And one more into the middle. Right, fold these ones back on themselves just because it makes your life a little bit easier. To manipulate the next bit. So this is where we start manipulating things. So what you got to do is you're bringing that one back and that one forward. I think. Hang on, let me remember. I'm going to remember. Is it that way? No, it's not. This one in. That's it. That one in. So you bring it, so you're folding it round like that. Bring that forward, but you're doing the same here. So you're bringing that one in. And what you end up is with your corner looking like so. There's a little bit of a overhang there, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Ideally, you wanted them to meet, but it's not happened. And it's what it is. Then we're going to do the same here. So that one up, that one in, and brings that down. And we have that square. Manipulate it a bit if you need to. Like so. And do the same on the other two. In, in. Let's do one at a time. That's in. And then that one, as you find it's easier to open it back up again, to be honest with you. And that one in. There we go. Yeah, there you go. And then the last one sort of falls into place on its own. So now we've got this, which reminds me of them things you used to do when you was a kid. It's not the same. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these corners back. Not all the way back, just like that. Try and sort of line them up with the one you've already just pulled back. I didn't do that very well, but you get the idea. And I'm going to just cut all of that down really firmly now. Wobbly table. And then once you put that on, I'm going to find another page in here, somewhere further along. You put it on however you want. I'm going to put it in this way round. Obviously, once it's inside your book, it will flatten down a bit more. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to glue there, and there, but leave that space there as a tuck for a small tag. Let's see if I've got something I can show us a small tag. So if I wanted to put a small tag in there, I could. She hasn't got anything that's a small enough tag. I mean, this isn't a tag, but you get the idea. If I leave that open, I can then put a small tag in there if I wanted to. So we're going to do there, there, and there. One. We're doing 3 sides. Like so. You can put this in any way you want. I just think it looks quite pretty there in the middle like that. And then all you've got to do is like that, and like that, and you have done this one, and it really goes back in easily. How cool is that? So there we have the envelope that opens up. And this sort of, I don't know, flowery sort of thing, that's how it opens up. So they're 2 that are done with folding bits of paper and stuff. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Now we get to a little bit more in depth. I don't need the journal pages at the moment. What I do need, I've got an old Christmas card. In fact, let me just check against, I will take one of the pages out of this middle. This isn't put together in a journal yet, these are just folded pages. Oh, and that's not folded very straight at all. I tend to dry my pages over a clothes horse or drying rack, whatever you want to call it, and they end up sort of curled in half because I fold them, I put them over like that. Just means they can air better and dry quicker. So this Christmas card is slightly wider than the page, and that's fine, that works out perfect. For what I want to do, that works out perfect. And it is, I'm going to just put it against any line, so 4 to 9, it's just under 5 centimetres. So half of 5 centimetres would be 2.5. Because it's just under, I can cut it at the 2.5 mark. And that is what I'm going to do for this project. I get my ruler. So 2.5, oh, 2.5 and 4 would be 6.5. Just make sure that's lined up. Let me just bring it up a little bit because I know the bottom of my board isn't seeable. So 6.5 would be there. Okay. I need to do the other side. 6.5 would be there. Yeah. And then we get my blade, which I've buried. There we go. Is that right? Yes. Confusing myself now. So it should be wider this side than that side. But only a little bit. But only a fraction. Okay. Let's just check. Yep, that's perfect. Now what I want to do is mark up about 1/2 inch from the bottom. This isn't perfectly straight, but that's fine. Where's my pencil? I'm going to do 1/2 inch from the bottom. on the back side. Not that it really matters. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is cut up to that. I'm going to just use the scissors for this. And I'm going to cut 1/2 inch off the front. I'll go back to using the blade for this one. So it's not particularly straight, which is a nuisance. I'll tell you what, let's get that edge straight there. There we go. Doesn't have to be precise. Oh. Right. I think that's gone completely crooked. Oh, even more crooked now. That's fine. So what we're now doing is we're going to fold this back on itself. I do want to score this quite tight. So when I fold that over, yeah, you can't see that flap. Perfect. Now what I want to do is I want to cut off, or actually, yes, I want to cut off a bit at the top. I'm just going to do ruler width, ruler width. Sounds good to me. Don't let that disappear. You want to keep them together. And now I'm going to cover it with some washi tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the washi tape comes up to this edge here and this edge here. It doesn't matter if I have to trim it off at the other side, but I want it neat against the edge. And I'm going to go all the way and tuck behind. Does that make sense? Yeah. I think it makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense. Oh, no. Right the way to the edge. See, I've gone crooked there. Good thing about washi tape is you can relay it. Make sure it's on the right side. There. That's better. Okay, I'm going to fold that round. And I'm going to fold it round here as well because this is now sealing up that bottom. Oh, don't want that. I did go a bit crooked there with the tape, so let's trim off that bit that's sticking out. There we go. And I'll continue wrapping that, and I'll do the same on this bit. It doesn't have to be the same washi tape all the way around. I'm going to do patterns. This one reminds me of racing. And you can overlap it. Like so. You get told off I have my finger too close to that blade now, and I, yes I am. Butterfly, yeah, butterfly. Oh no, actually I won't use the butterfly. Too narrow, that one. I'll use the butterfly somewhere else. Let's go for the hearts. Worst part is finding the end, isn't it? Oh, getting tape stuck to me. Right, so that is now completely closed up on both sides, but it should be open in the middle. Let me just check. Yeah. Yes, it is. Perfect. Cool. So now I need to do the same on this one. Let's put that knife out of the way. I don't need it at the moment. Oh, I do. I will need it in a minute. Hang on. Have you? Is that one? No. Obviously, you can repeat it. This is where I need to get it perfectly lined up. Hopefully. Not quite close enough though. Over the top. Oh look, that's not anywhere near lined up. Try again. Oh. That's better. I could have done it with that bit being a bit further down at the bottom, but hey ho, it's fine. I've got a crease going on there now. Never mind. Butterflies now. I said it doesn't matter now if you overlap. Zebra? Why not? Oh no, actually. Let's go for this one. This was some cheap washi tape I bought a while ago from The Range, I believe. I can't remember how much I paid for it. I did mention it in a video before though. Just keep going. Why not with the leopard print? It's not my taste, to be honest with you. That's got a bit diagonal almost, but hey ho. It is what it is. We'll just keep going, keep going, keep going. Definitely gone diagonal. It's fine. It's fine. Got a noisy helicopter going across the top there now. It is really important this open side gets sealed shut. So just make sure you're sealing shut that open side. Let's do one of the ones that's already open rather than messing about. Oh. There you go. A couple more. Don't know how it ends up being so diagonal, but hey ho. Then what I want to do is I want to make sure that the bottom gets sealed shut too, but without making that so that can't fold. Tuck that one under, and then I can do just have to make sure I can fold that, so now I can seal it shut. I'll do it. Pop that over there. Like so. Fold it over like so. And then what we do is we'll just trim off the excess with a pair of scissors. Make sure that is actually sealed shut. Yes, it is. Okay. Just trim off that excess. Tiny bit there as well. Okay, so far we have this and we have this, and they will lock together like that. See where we're going now? And if you remember, we cut off a sliver of the card, so that will slide into here, she says, hopefully. Oh, yeah. I think I might need to take a tiny sliver off. I don't want to take too much off. I just want to take a tiny sliver off. You up. Just take a tiny, tiny sliver off. Because I want it to be quite tight fitting. If you've got one of them posh paper trimmers that allows you to do tiny slivers, use one of them. Right, that should be enough. That doesn't look straight, does it? We'll see. It's fine if it isn't, because there you go. So that's as far down as it can go. And then that goes into open up. And then that goes into there, like so. It goes all the way down there. Now this becomes a tab on your page, but not just any tab on your page. So I'm going to get this calendar like this. I'm going to choose a pattern that I like. I think I'm going to go for black and white, black spots, or should I go for the whites? Yeah, I'll go for this. I'm just going to cut out a small section. It's got to be as wide as that and a little bit square. Hopefully this will work. Fingers crossed this will work. Scissors. I'm just going to cut out a bit. Doesn't have to be perfect cutting it out, because I'm going to... I got this calendar for like 50p in order to cut up. That was the whole plan for it. So what I want to do is obviously cover that bit over there, but have a flap that goes over to the other page. I know this line's straight, so let's use this as our edge. So line that there. I want to use, hang on, can I do it that way? Is that wide enough? No, it's not. Okay. What I'll do is I'll line that up there, like so, and I'll glue it on. No, it won't. I'll line it up there, like so, and glue it on. Yes, I will. Okay. What I can do is use, hopefully, if I can find it, the double-sided tape. I'm not worried about it going over the top of this because it doesn't matter. Let's get that on there like so. There's a reason I don't mind it going over the top, because I'm going to be sticking the other side down. Okay. Off with your head. There we go. So I'm going to stick that there. It just looks like another piece of washi tape, really, doesn't it? It doesn't, because it's a bit matte. And then we're going to fold that over like that. I'm going to straighten up that line there. In fact, I might fold it on itself. That'd be a good idea, won't it? Not that far in though. Just makes it a little bit more robust as well than if I fold it in on itself. I've got to go to that edge there. So that bit, that bit I'm going to cut off. Okay. I'm going to tidy that up a bit. Not that it'll be seen. Tidy it up a bit. Now, glue that down on itself. Like that. And then I'm going to put a bit of tape here. Bits of paper stuck to my nails. I just want a bit of tape underneath as well, so I'm going to do that now. Let's pull that out. I put a bit of tape under there. Tuck it in, tuck it in. Yeah, there we go. That's where I've got to try and get the backing off from under. Oh, I don't need to. Why did I do that? Trying to squeeze it in. Right, take that backing off. Come on. Come on. So that's there. Take this backing off as well. That's going to knock, that's too far down. I don't want it that far down. Try to see if I can peel that off. Yeah. 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 Don't actually want, so that should be enough. There you go. That little bit of sticky there should be enough for what I want. Okay, and then that goes up like so. Cool. Then we put that back in there. Can't see it's more than one piece, can you? Push that down. Gosh, you. And then what we do, oh, hopefully this works. Why are you not in? Huh? Oh, sugar. I've messed that up. How have I messed that up? I'm going to take that off and start again because I've just realised some of these, oh, that's not going in any further because the way I take that in the wrong place. Trim that off. That's fine. Maybe straighter. I was doing it from the back, not the front. I need to be doing it from the front. But it is what it is. I might need to put a bit more. I'll put a little tiny bit of glue in there. There you go. Let that dry. And then we get your page. Move that out of the way. We tuck that over the page like that. And then we glue this flap onto the page. So let's glue that flap onto the page. And put it roughly in the middle. Tuck that over. So what we've got now is 2 hidden spaces, because I can cover up this bit here with paper. Let's I've got a strip of paper. How wide does it need to be? Just using scrap paper, as you can see. Doesn't have to be perfect. Scrap paper. Oh. Down a bit more. You can put a bit of scrap there, but it's really not worth it. Let it glue on. So you've got a bit of journaling space there. You've got journaling space here. Close it up. Tuck that. Oh, I don't know why the pages are stuck together. Tuck that into there. She says. Tuck that into there. And it's a belly band. And you can tuck things up inside the belly band. Maybe bigger things than that. But in a book it will look, if you'll have this just tab here, you can add a dangle there if you want. And then you open that up like that. She says, you open, it does come out. You open that up like that. You're releasing the belly band, but you're also giving yourself journaling space. And you can add paper there if you wanted to. So there you go, says that. And you would never know it was there once it's pushed shut. So we've got one. Where's my other pages? Now 10 hidden. There they are. 2. 3. Hidden. In plain view. Journaling spots. Bye-bye for now. See you soon. Oh, and subscribe, please. I'm desperate. Thank you. Bye-bye.